Alright, folks, time for another week of WCW 2002 action as we're on week 3 of June, so we're on the road to Great American Bash. First, we've got a quick tag team pre-show match where Air Paris and Jamie Noble team up because their tag team partners are in action on TV to take on the Future's America's Most Wanted, and they get the win when Noble makes her submit with the guillotine choke. So just a quick match to get people on in the ring action. So we got 54 C-, nothing too bad. 55s for both Noble and Paris, so that's not bad at all. Next up, we've got our 6-man action to get some people some in-ring action who aren't doing much this cycle. So we got Terry Funk and the Silver City Rollers defeating Luger, Miller, and Smiley when Reno defeated Miller by pinfall to roll of dice after 10 minutes. And yeah, Cash got a 63. Everybody else was in the 40s or 50s, including Lex Luger, which is why Lex Luger is non-TV. But still 58 C- isn't terrible. Anyway, to actually start the show, so Booker and Nash basically open the show. Booker says he, doesn't matter what happened last week. He's going to beat Steiner at the Great American Bash. And Nash says, whatever you think of him, good or bad, he's just here to keep things too sweet in WCW. 93A just, keeps Nash as a babyface, lets people know, sort of NWO is not coming back. That's done and over with. Booker T puts over his match with Steiner, and there you go. Next up, we've got our 5-way to determine the number 1 contender to the Cruiserweight title. So basically, I brought London and Blitz up for my Venom Fed, with Skipper and Shannon Moore. The announcers even sort of put up the idea that, Storm is facing a bunch of, people lower down or, new talent. And this is sort of silly to make him win this match. But Storm pins Blitz by pinfall in 7 minutes. He gets a 55, so pretty good. Everybody else is, either really low because they're elemental or a little higher because they're pre-show folks, but 50D plus, so not a great match, but gets folks some TV time, puts Storm over. And then he has a in-ring, he says, he will be Cruiserweight champion, 55 C-, and that sort of officially makes the match. Next up, we've got backstage, Gene with Dustin Rhodes. He calls out Macias officially for the bash, says, if Lawler gets involved, he can get his ass kicked too. But Dustin is sick and tired of having to deal with Lawler, Macias, Funk, all of them, and he's going to end this at the bash one way or the other. 60C. Then we've got a match where Bam Bam Bigelow makes his in-ring debut, or in-ring return, between Finley and 756 by pinfall with the Greens from Asbury Park, 59C. Bigelow gets 54, and Finley gets a 60, so not too bad. And then after the match, oh, damn it, Bam Bam. We just went, well, that ruins some plans. Oh well. Okay, well, we have to make some changes. Yep, okay. Well, anyway, RVD comes out, tries to talk sense with a high Bam Bam, and he gets just ran over again with a shoulder block or a lariat, and then Bam Bam just walks away. 78B. Okay. And then Kaz just runs into London Blitz backstage, and he just tosses them around, kicks them, it's like a random suplex backstage, locks him in an armbar. Then Tajiri comes in, so Kaz stops the beatdown and just faces off with Tajiri and 55 C-. Next up, we've got a quick tag team match where the Gigantes and Helms defeats the Mamelukes in 548 when Gigantes pins Benvivo by chokeslam with the chokeslam. 540, just a basic little squash. Helms gets a 71. Gigantes is 38, so he's not too terrible. Then in-ring, this is another in-ring. Gigantes looks scary. Helms makes fun of the Filthy Animals more, says, Kidman walked out on you. You're nothing but frauds. He's still, I'm still the future of this company. So, maybe I'll put you out of your misery just for the good of everybody. 64C, not too bad. And then backstage, we've got backstage with Palumbo and DDP and Sting. They talk about how they've got the main event tonight versus the Horsemen. And, Canyon says he's going to retire Sting, but nobody's been able to stop Sting. And, Canyon's just another on the list. DB says, Jared and Douglas, talked about how they're the enforcers. Well, DDP's the people's champion, and he's going to force the people's will on a couple of scumbags like Jared and Douglas. And Palumbo just says, he's going to run over both of these guys because they still can't beat him one-on-one. 88B+, really good promo, especially with Palumbo, who isn't the best yet. And then we got a singles match. O'Haire defeating Mike Sanders in 241 with the Widowmaker, 59C. Just a straight ahead squash. Nothing too complicated. Then O'Haire has an in-ring. He calls out Savage again. Macho slips in from the crowd, and this time he has a fork, and he just turns O'Haire around, hits him with a headbutt, and just wallops him with the fork. Al Abdullah the Butcher style. But before O'Haire has to blade, officials come in and tear Savage off of him. But 79B, there we go. Then we go backstage. Torrie tries to talk some sense into Billy Kidman. Heath Stranger says, you were never you were never worth it. I kept you around because you look pretty, but you all know where you didn't measure up. But he says he's found a real woman who knows, what he's doing is the right thing. 61C. Then we've got our three-way match to determine what'll be the stipulation at the Great American Bash for the three-way tag match for the titles. And in this, Yang defeated Jim Dragon Styles in 755 when Yang defeated Styles by pinfall with the Michinoku Driver too. So really good match, 68C+, because guess what? These guys are good in the ring. Well, Jindrak is okay in the ring, but Styles and Yang are both great in the ring. And then afterwards, we got a quick promo where Yang and Noble are in the ring. They point both guys and they basically say, 2 words. Ladder match. Jindrak and Sage sort of freak out, and Styles and Parrish just shrug and say, okay. 61C. Not too bad. And then we have a Horseman in ring, basically, same thing as last week. Jordan Douglas says, they're the enforcers of the Horsemen, and, DDP can talk about being the people's champion. That just makes you, just another punk. Kanyon says, tonight, he's going to take Sting out because nobody's better than Kanyon, even Sting, and that, he's back on his road becoming WCW World Champion again. 87B+. So, really solid promo. And then in our main event of the evening, Palumbo. Okay, so this basically goes into chaos. But after about 15 minutes, this just goes straight in, just everybody brawling everywhere, match breaking down, officials trying to break things down, and just, we sort of end the show, as far as the announcers are concerned, with all 6 guys brawling all over. So 81B. Kanyon got Sting got an 82 because it was a 6-man, so he was hidden. But yes, Kanyon got a friggin' 92, because of course he did. And then we actually have our final segment of the night. So Booker and Nash are they're leaving the arena, they're going their separate ways. Booker's off in his car. Then Nash is heading off somewhere, but then we see the Steiners attack. And then, Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner beat him up, and then Nash gets thrown onto the trunk of a car. Steiner basically cuts a promo and says, Booker, you're not going to have any help, you're going to have friends. It's going to be just, you taking on, Big Papa Pump, and then, I'm leaving the Great American Bash with the world title around my waist once again. 84B+. 84B+. So worse than before, but we had some basically building things to do. So not that upset. Probably if I didn't rate Rick, it would have been in the 90s, but I try to be fair with what I do in game. So again, solid show. We're really building our matches up for the Bash. We got the world title match, Kanyon versus Sting, the Cruiserweight title match, the tag title 3-way ladder match, and other stuff going on. So let's just see here. Raw. So Raw got 92 because we had a main event of Jericho going over the Rock. Okay. Kane defeating Bradshaw. Benoit defeating Hardy by countout. Raven defeating Jannetty. Other fun stuff. Anyway. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to find Bam Bam, and we're going to find him again. And yeah, that's sort of it for now. Okay, Nash doesn't like Chris Harris, whatever. At least Finley or Robin weren't that upset about Bam Bam being high on drugs. Anyway, that's it for about now. So if you enjoyed things, give it a like. Comment on anything you liked or didn't like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying what you're watching so far. And, we're on the road to Bash, so adios. See you next time.